Hey guys, this is Mush. This is part 1 of my video series on wizards in Diablo Immortal. This video I'm going to go over the build, stats, Paragon, essence, that whole bit. And then future videos are going to kind of go more in depth. I'm going to be doing how to play against each class, kind of map awareness in BGs, some tips and tricks, that whole bit. So yeah, this is going to kind of be the basics. There are some slight variations with this build. I'll show you the skills. Ice Crystal is probably one of the strongest abilities when it comes to defending. I mean, you could place it on a point, and that in combination with Black Hole, you can really dominate and take over a game. It's really hard for teams to push past an Ice Crystal. The idea of the positioning of it, as well as, you know, not overextending to get it down, are two like very important parts of this, and I will go over those like in a future video, like I said, when I start to get a little more in depth. But we run the Ice Crystal, Black Hole, Disintegrate, Teleport, and Magic Missile. You can run Electrocute. Magic Missile is better single target damage. If you're more comfortable with Electrocute, you can play that and it be just as effective. So we run Mask of Illusions on our helm. This is a great essence. In terms of both offensive and defensive play, it allows you to kind of juke your opponents, and it also allows you to kind of get favorable positioning when it comes to Disintegrate and Ice Crystal and Black Hole. And then on the chest, we run the Freezing Crystal. This gives your Ice Crystal a stacking chill. Chill is really good in PvP because it's gonna, you know, slow attack speed. It's gonna slow attack animations, which it's just really strong when you have people dashing at you and charging you. It kind of gives you the half a second that you need to get a blink off or send a Black Hole at them. Shoulders, we're running Searing Judgment. This gives your Disintegrate a burn over time. When you put this in combination with Seeping Bile, it's just so strong. You know, you'll get kills on people, you know, 10 seconds after you're done engaging with them, and this along with Bile are the reasons why that happens. So for the legs, I run Crystal Guards most of the time. This is going to reduce the Ice Crystal cooldown. This is especially good in defense on BGs. The more crystals you're getting down, the more overall damage you're doing, because it lets you be, you know, at max range, and then at the same time, you know, your beam is channeling to 3, 4, 5 people all at the same time. You can also run the Chaos Nexus pants. These are gonna let your Disintegrate do additional damage. In my opinion, you get more value out of the Ice Crystal. 99% of the time you don't need more damage. That's why we run the Mask of Illusions versus the blink and increased damage helm, because you do so much damage that your like main objective is just to kind of have good utility and stay alive. So that's why I prefer the Crystal Guards. On the weapon, we do run the Disintegrate range. You can run the Disintegrate damage, but it's same principle. The extra 29% range is absolutely insane. At the end of the day, if you're not in a favorable position and you get caught out in CC, it doesn't really matter how much damage your Disintegrate's doing. So being able to hit Disintegrate from longer range keeps you safer. It makes the gap that, you know, barbs, monks, crusaders can charge at you that much greater, so it gives you more time to kind of react to everything. For the offhand, we run Devouring Void. This is the reason why we run Black Hole. If we don't have this, I don't think anyone would run Black Hole. Your Black Hole, you know, moves forward a short distance and it pulls enemies to it. In my opinion, this isn't a reactionary spell. You don't use this when someone already jumped you. You kind of throw this out in preparation for someone jumping you, and you kind of understand that timing as you have more experience and as you play and as you understand like other classes and their cooldowns. If you get caught by a monk or a barb, you're not going to have the opportunity to Black Hole. Your first global is going to be a teleport, and you could teleport and then throw the Black Hole, but if they already tagged you 9 times out of 10, you're probably just going to die. Those are all the essences. I have a really bad Flagellant set, but we do run 6-piece Flagellant. However, in PvP, you're better off getting the set bonus that you want rather than maxing your combat rating. For the Ancestral Property, we run the Stun. Your invocations, you kind of just get whatever you can. I will say, though, I really like if you're not attacked. We don't have it, but the one where when you take damage. Honestly, that one is probably Wizard's biggest downfall. when you throw an ice crystal down and you start beaming, anyone that has that, you're just multiplying how many chances you have to get stunned. So the more people that you're beaming and the more people that have that invocation, the more chance that your disintegrate's going to get interrupted. That's kind of unfortunate, but the one really nice thing is your ice crystal can pop it. So when you throw your ice crystal down, sometimes you'll get stunned immediately, and then this way when you go and channel your disintegrate, you don't have to worry about that stun going off. You don't really get the opportunity in this game to kind of play around that. You kind of just throw your ice crystal down and start disintegrating and hope no one has it. The gameplay is just way too quick in this game to kind of think that far ahead, so you kind of just go for it and hope for the best, honestly. In terms of Paragon, we max out damage, we max out armor pen, and then we start going into potency. The best way to kind of do your Paragon tree is I like to use Duelist, Gladiator, and Mastermind. I kind of switch between those three to assign points. I know I'm going to max damage and armor pen. Where we're at Paragon wise, you can max 2 stats like without a problem. So you can start maxing and then just fill up all your damage armor pens. So you go through Vanquisher, you go through here, you grab your damage, Treasure Hunter, you grab your damage and armor pen, and then I started grabbing potency because that's my next stat. Same thing here. I don't bother with rapid recovery, and I don't bother with Trapper for the Gladiator tree. Soldier, go grab your damage and your armor pen. Mastermind, I do go up to covert operations. This is really good when you're in a party with 4 different classes, and then find weakness as well. For massacre, just go over here, grab damage. Armor pen is down there. Same thing, damage. I'm currently maxing the potency here. And then duelist, I do grab all of these. This is what I use a lot of the time for challenge rifts, solo farming, that sort of thing. I don't know if I showed my stats, but this is currently where I'm at. For your gems, you can have a total of 14. I stopped ranking at rank 7. Rank 8 is a really big step, and then rank 9 and 10 is like almost out of reach, honestly, even for like a lot of whales. I like to run 1 aquamarine and 1 topaz, and that's just to kind of like give a little bit additional resistance and armor. Also, you're kind of organically acquiring these like as you're playing the game, so rather than them just sit in your bag, I think it's a good practice to just, you know, get an easy, not an easy, but an easier rank like 7, just one of them, and then eventually, you know, you can get it to rank 8 as you play the game. I don't use the same logic though with Ruby. I don't think you get enough value out of the life where it's actually going to keep you alive versus the little bit of damage that you're going to get. So I just use all tourmalines. For the legendary gems, I don't know if you can really change this stuff now, but in my opinion, the essential ones are the Bile, the Hope, and the Blood-Soaked Jade. If I could do it all over again, the Zwensons would probably be an Echoing Shade, the Chip would probably be a Frozen Heart, and then Howlers would probably remain Howlers. For Iben Fahd, I skip all the damage and the damage and life nodes. Well, not skip, but as you can see, they're severely underleveled compared to all my other ones. Looking at the amount of value that you actually get, for instance, this level 20 is only giving me 160 damage, and I'm only getting 1600 life. When you look at your total damage and your total life, the percent that this is giving you versus what the base attributes are going to give you, there's significantly more value there. So in my opinion, your best use of your Iben Fahd is on everything except for the damage and life nodes. You just rely on your Paragon tree to get those. I think that's all the basics for Wizard. The next video, I will kind of go more in depth with battlegrounds. I hope something good for you came out of this video. If it didn't, I'm sorry. Hopefully the more in-depth videos will be more of a help, but I just kind of wanted to get a baseline introduction. And yeah, the next video I will do some in-depth like battleground stuff, and then we'll start to get into specific classes. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching, and yeah, hope to see you in the next one.